Hi, welcome back. I'm Just Jeannie. It's the 8th of September, and I just want to send out a happy birthday to my nephew Michael, who's 17 today, Laura Lee's son. I'm so glad to have you in my life, and I look forward to meeting you. I hope you have a wonderful day. I just want you all to know that this channel is not going to always be about adoption, and so I hope you'll stay tuned to see how my life unravels and stay along for the ride and enjoy seeing what happens next. In May of 2019, I'll be going to China, and there's a lot of things that'll be happening between now and then. So please stay tuned. So today I want to talk about what it has been like for me to not know who I am. As a child, it was very confusing, not knowing my ethnic background, my medical background, and it started back in school when, back in my day, we would fill out forms about what kind of ethnic background you have, and I think nowadays they don't do that, but especially when you went to college, I know you had to fill out forms for funding and financial aid. That's the word, financial aid. So I would have gotten a lot of financial aid had I known my ethnic background. So I have alluded to this index card that I've carried with me my whole life. No matter where I moved, no matter what I did, I have had a file that I've carried with me my whole life. And this file has gone through many moves and has been my lifeline to who I am. So let me allude to it no more and read to you what it said about who I am, and I'll tell you whether or not it's true. So it says, mother's background, young girl, Irish father, German English mother, 5'5" tall, about 135 pounds. This is describing my biological mother. Medium brown hair, green eyes, light complexion, attractive. As a youngster, she had both kinds of measles, mumps, chickenpox, and occasionally has eczema, a dry skin condition. So that's one side. On the reverse side, it says, father's background, parents from Puerto Rico, young man, slender, about 5'7" tall, and 140 pounds, black curly hair, brown eyes, light tan complexion. We have a picture of him as a youngster, and Jean Marie seems to have his shaped face and eyes, mouth, and nose. Both parents were good, well-balanced people. So that's what I knew from the time I was young. And that's not the case. Well, the ethnic background is not the case. So let me explain. Now I have my ancestry ethnic background. I am 46% British, 14% Italian, 13% African American, 10% Ashkenazi Jewish, 9% Native American, and 8% Indonesian. So that's according to my breakdown. And had I known that, there would have been a lot more that I could have passed along to my own children, who are now older. My son is going to be 15 soon, and my daughter is 31. So now they both know what their ethnic background is. But when I was filling out forms when I was a child, I just went with what my parents were because I was confused. I would say I was Irish and Puerto Rican, and that was it. That was all I really knew. And then when it came to filling out medical forms, it was very confusing to me and would make me feel very uncomfortable every time I filled out medical forms, because they ask you questions like, is there cancer in your family, or heart disease, or diabetes? And I would just write adopted, adopted, adopted. I don't know, adopted. And so as I got older, I thought of it as kind of a game. Adopted. I don't have to fill out these forms. But as a youngster, I was embarrassed. And even in school, sometimes I would make stuff up because everybody was filling out forms and I had nothing to fill out. So it was a long road of somewhat embarrassment because I didn't have the information that other children had. But as I grew older, I thought of it as my shortcut. I could take a shortcut through the medical forms and get in quicker to see the doctor. But now I know. And finding that out is very helpful. So now the other part of what I wanted to talk about today is what it was like when I had my own children. As I grew up, I found out that I was in foster care, or not foster care, but in a foundling hospital. A hospital where I imagined myself alone in a crib all day for hours and hours, maybe wet, dirty, soiled. And nobody holding me. And when I had my first child, my daughter, Christina, it made me so sad because every time she made a peep, I would run to her side and pick her up or coddle her or, make her feel better, or offer her a bottle or a breast when I was breastfeeding, or food or whatever it was, or change her diaper. And so for me, knowing that I wasn't adopted or I wasn't taken home anywhere for 9 months, I wasn't adopted for 2 years, but I wasn't taken home for 9 months. It felt lonely. The first 9 months of my daughter's life, I wondered who held me and who cared. And it made me so sad. Happy because I was breaking that cycle. I was loving this human being, this child, so completely. And I was filling myself up at the same time. But I hate to think that that's all there was. So what I've done is change that scenario for myself and not allowed myself to believe that I was alone. Instead, I've done research, like I told you in yesterday's video or the other day's video, and found out that there were people that came in, and there were people that loved me and took care of me. Maybe they didn't love me, but they took care of me. And it makes me feel so much better that I was cared for. And so in my childhood, I suffered through that time. But in my adulthood, intellectually, I know that I've repaired those scars and I'm a much better person for it. So I hope that if you know someone who's suffering with scars of abandonment or rejection issues, that you'll share this with them if they were adopted and they think that there was no one there. Someone was there. Someone cared for you. There were people. People aren't that heartless in the world. You were loved and you were cared for. There have got to be people that were there. So I know that people existed, and you have to know that too. So back to a happier subject. I have today's Saturday, so Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, my sister arrives. I'm very much looking forward to seeing Laura Lee. And we'll be filming part of our reunion, our meeting, and saving time for us to just be together, not on film, but I promise to share and give us time alone as well. Thank you so much for all of the wonderful feedback. To my friends who have been with me throughout these years, and family, and you're watching and supporting me, it means the world to me. To the people who are just seeing this for the first time and don't even know me and are supporting me, bless you so much for taking the time to watch this. And to those of you who are struggling and who haven't found a loved one, or who have found a loved one and are just sharing this, I hope you find or have found your loved one, and thank you. Thank you. Please like, please subscribe, ask any questions. I'll do my best to help. Love you. Thanks. Bye.